Okay. Now this should be working. Probably. Does it have sign into chat? I don't know. Well, it seems to have worked this time. Passwords. I have to sign into my own chat, which is kind of funny. Oh, come on. Away from the other camera. Jeez. Figure this out somehow. Probably. Okay. Kind of okay. Well, I logged in, but not exactly the person I want to be in chat, which is weird. I can watch chat, I think. That's working. Lots of testing. Can I log out again? Well, that's interesting. Just shows it in a way that I don't quite like. But I guess I can always use a phone to check out chat. See how this audio is doing. It's kind of working. All right, can I live produce? Can I get in on this area right here? The next question. Let's see. Back to cameras. I'm gonna go to this. Here we are, next we go. And I think we need to rotate it to the left, which is pretty good. Yeah. Move me to the camera then, rather than the camera to me. There we go. Did I just lose focus? Okay. Okay, and it actually needs to be -90. Hey, there we go. So now you can kind of see what we're doing. It's not directly overhead, but with work it could be directly overhead, which is kind of neat. Cool. So what we are doing, well, what I should do is share this silliness in case anybody wants to come here for my silly little test here. Share, copy link. Let's see. There we go. And I can go to, maybe here. Though honestly, I was about to post on a different thing and oh well. Where can I go? Doesn't matter that much. Bunk. Okay, we'll leave it at that. I have drink. And my goal is to make this big. I want it to be as tall as a doll, but I don't know if it's gonna be, but you know what, that's also kind of fine. So it is, let's see, that's 30 plus 20, 50 centimeters. So it's like a little shy little shy of 60 centimeter. The actual love statue is 6 feet by 6 feet. Now, I did have a second sheet, but if I do this and I include a second sheet, it's going to just destabilize it a bit. I could probably just paste something behind it. If I did a second sheet, I would be able to do that. But I mean, like, let's take a doll. Grab a doll. Tempest, it's you. Like, that's about as big as Oliver anyway, right? That's pretty much Oliver. So like it's not bad. I think that's fine. So we're just gonna go with that. And you can hang out here, somewhere, maybe there. You can look at the camera. All right, so on my smaller one, I have it in a grid as well, which is a 12 by 12 grid. So what I need to do is measure out the length of this side divided by 12, and then do marks out to create grid so I can have a nice representation. To do this, I think I will need measuring tape, which will be easier with centimeters probably, but figure it out. I mean, if it comes out even in inches, it's about 20. I mean, it doesn't need to be overly perfect, to be honest. So I'll go with like 20. Another thing I don't have is an eraser. In the end, I'm going to be cutting it out and then wrapping it. So like any pencil imperfections or things like that are going to kind of go away. So we're going to make it 20 inches by 20 inches. All right, progress. I've like made marks on the board after getting very distracted about why this whole thing would not do. So I'm on Camo Studio. There was no adjustments for, what's the word? No adjustments for, focus, but at the same time as there being no adjustments for focus, every time I would start or choose like a scene or something for my Keo Razor Pro, not Pro 2, but Pro, it would just go blurry on me, which was heckin' annoying. It's very, 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 very annoying. So with that, I tried everything. There wasn't even like a focus option. It would just, if I chose a scene, it would go in focus for like half a second and then go out of focus. And if I chose a different ratio, it would go in focus for half a second and then go out of focus, which was just like, it's so incredibly infuriating. So then I just plugged in this old Logitech whatever, and it just works, which is annoying. It's very annoying. Why is the better camera not working? I don't understand. Okay, let's see if I can make, if I lucked out and 20 inches is something relatively easily dividable. I don't know. That's like 51 and a half, no, 50 and a half centimeters. Okay, what's 50.5 divided by 12? Divided by 12. 4.2. All right, what about 20 divided by 12? 1 2/3. Neither of these are an easy number to figure this shit out with. Can I figure it out in a different way? So I can do a half. Half of 20 is 10. I can just keep going by halves, and maybe I will get like a 6 grid rather than a, right? Because it should be, so here's 10, and that should be another 10, yes, good. And I go up 10. Yeah, that'll be fine. It'll just be like a little less detailed, a grid than the grid I drew out to guide me. This is fine. 10, 10, 10. We go 10. And you know what, while I'm marking out this 10, I might as well mark out the 5. We mark out the 5. Mark out the 5. Mark out the 5. If I'm not using my phone, I can put some music on. I don't get any kind of, what do you call it, anyway, compensation for things. You guys won't be able to hear that much, but I can hear it. Helps me out. Not that I think anyone's watching, but that's fine. This is simply a test of the Becca crafting system. If this was a real test, I'd have some bullshit set up that was a lot nicer than this. Okay, so that is now almost. You're having that realization like, wow, this would be easier with a longer straight edge, and I totally own one of those, and where is it? Not in this room. Let's go find it. Longer straight edge achieved. Alright, so is this going to make it confusing? Because each of these was supposed to be divided in 3. From here to here should have been 3. 10 divided by 3 is down to 1/3. What's that in centimeters divided by 3? 25, roughly. Eight and 1/3. I don't have a good way of measuring 1/3 of a centimeter. We're just gonna make it work. You know what? I kind of do have a way. It's the very most rudimentary way. Just gonna make our own measuring device. Should have a scissor around here somewhere. From here to here needs to be 3. Because it's each quarter is 6. So, and that's 10 inches. And that was 10 divided by 3 again, right? Three and 2/3 of an inch. It can be pretty close. A lot of this is going to be eyeballing it anyway. So 2/3 is more than a quarter. Each of these is like, what, a 16th? Okay, how many 16ths brings me to 0.33? Good Lord, I hate this system. Maybe I should be doing this in centimeters. All right, what was it, 25 divided by 3? 8 and 3. Yeah, let's make we'll make our guide in that direction. 8 and 1, 2, 3. And we're going to call that good enough. Alright, this is now our measuring tool because no one wants to do that 8 million times. I've done a thing. I've done a thing. It's dumb. Just cut this to 8 3/10 of a centimeter, 8 centimeters, 3 millimeters, whatever, 83 millimeters. So now 3 of these. Should be roughly, yeah, good enough. Good enough for our purposes. We're making a simple thing, and it doesn't have to be amazingly exact, it just has to be. Because if I made everything to like those specifications of exactness, I would drive myself so crazy. Very, 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 very crazy. So, let me see. I'll just make sure these marks are very notably more permanent than the other dividing ones, which would have probably got me confused. I'm trying to make the grid on my pre-draft match the actual. Right, and that's our middle. One more side. And honestly, the extra little width of the pencil is probably adding on that, like, third of a millimeter or whatever. All right. And we do this. Minus like the dead bug from the basement. Woohoo! Great. Minus the Keo Pro's cord in my way. Drawing a grid over an image is an old school method of scaling things up, or you just project something, right? Use a projector and just project it on, or whatever. If you really fancy, you can eyeball it, but to me, it really, just drawing it out as a grid, since it's also going to be like written characters, like letters, really helps me understand what doll do you have with me. I have Tempest with me today. Tempest is a Delphinishi who's not looking at the camera. Now she's looking at the camera and the camera's turned. Yeah, she's my oldie but goodie, one of my first ones. Also, hello. Oh, that's a line above an A that I don't know. Mangitig. We're gonna call you Maine, unless you have a disagreement with that. Yeah, so that's my Tempest. Who is my username on most things, because I made her 8 million billion years ago as an OC. Yes. Her pants still have the price tag on them from from a New York City doll con. Because I just didn't get there. Didn't think hard enough to remove any of that stuff yet. I'm sure there's a way to like play music, maybe even with iTunes through the tablet, and then have that be audio pickup. Can figure that out at some point. This is as much of a crafting video as it is like a learning test for Camo Studio, which allows you to stream through iOS devices. You can also even use like your phone as like the camera and things like that, but I didn't want to do that because I wanted a better camera, honestly, and throughput, and not have to worry about wireless and stuff. That required actually having, I'll bring it into frame here, USB C in, which has power to plug it into the iPad, and then that's where the camera is plugged in. So yeah, working it out, figuring it out. Yeah, Alicia is one of my oldies. She's so floppy right now. I've been wanting to actually got actual pilver to like suede her with, because I didn't realize how tightly people string their dolls. Maybe just because I mostly buy dolls used. So maybe every time I got a BJD, they were just already loosey-goosey. So maybe I just never knew. Maybe I just didn't know, which is fine. It's fine, fine, fine. I want to find somewhere in the annals of time, I have saved a document that is it's like a PDF, and it's specific for Delph, the pattern to cut pilver in. And it even has like the extra little thing for, what is it, the shoulder cuff? Is it the shoulders that have the extra bit? Yeah, it is on these guys. I think they might have been one of the first ones. Nowadays you see like shoulders, right? And they go much deeper with that extra cut there. But these Delphs were one of the first ones I saw it with. And like not larger dolls, and it's just one little cup, one little extra cup. To just give a little extra pull towards the front, which is great. Allows you to reach over yourself just a little bit more like a natural person would, which is great and cool. How are you doing today? I'm just winging it. And I figured even if I was talking to myself, it would feel better when crafting than just being alone. Well, alone with the dolls anyway. Dolls and the cats, which I don't have in here right now because this is obviously a large rectangle, and any cat given a large rectangle will just sit on it. Huh. Did I fuck up? Did I goof? I think I might have goofed. No, I didn't. Because now even if I divide these in half, it would equal out. Should I? Huh. If I did that, it would be... Yeah, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I originally had 12 across in the grid. So, yeah. Originally 12. Am I doing so much pre-work because I'm afraid of the post-work? I don't know. Who knows? I don't even have an eraser with me. I mean, I have my kneaded erasers, but I like to use, I just bought new of those from Dick Blick in Philly. And I want to use them for face-ups because they're very good to like roll into like a point and get little specific spots off. Yeah. Woo. Other than my room being slightly messy, there's no other real reason the background's blurred. Nothing odd over there, really. What if I take this and divide this by 2? What was it? It was an 8 1/3 before. It might make life easier. So if I divide that in half, can I just fold it? I don't know. It would be like 4.15. Right about here-ish. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna do it. We're gonna make it the actual 12 by 12 grid, go through with the full original plan. My husband was suggesting printing the 4 letters, but I just thought all I have is a resin printer. If I had a PLA one, it would be more feasible, I think. Right, we're gonna go with that. And we're gonna divide these suckers in half. Lishy's kind of old. They did the look back brief re-release from Fairyland. This is one of those Fairyland Lutz ones, and then that was the only time, other than like Mini Faye, that I think they were on the website for the Fairyland. It's looking about right. Just has to be close enough. Close enough, close enough, close enough. Man, do you have any dolls? What's your oldest doll? I guess that's a two-part question. If you have any dolls, what's the oldest one? Your gateway drug, if they're still with you, and even if they're not. Woo! Okay. Getting there. As long as chat didn't freeze. I'll double check on this thing. How do I YouTube? By YouTube, I'm going to pause the music. Well, that's fine. This is fine. That's an A with a circle above it. I don't know why it was so hard to see on this one. Unless it's displaying the characters different on each. Go figure. Either way. He's fine. Back to music. Actually, I should respond to my husband. bonk, bonk. There we go. Then I should sharpen my pencil maybe, and maybe not for the lines. And then back on with music. My phone is slowly dying. All right, more lines. We line again. Let's not knock over the drink with the ruler. That would be bad. I'm drinking a kombucha. This is working pretty neat though. Bare bones but functional. Need to upload my intro video into the iPad by some means, right? Then, I mean, I had all these, on my computer, I have all these frames, but they're like very, it takes away a lot of real estate from the screen, which might not be the greatest, right? Might actually cause a trouble. Did I not mark that side? Now we go vertical and continue to not knock over the drink. Certainly easy and fun for just derping around, sitting down. Kind of little zero difficulty, don't think about it, don't overproduce much kind of thing. Anything where I was just doing live crafting or opening a box or something and I wasn't showing any extra videos or anything, this would work fine. And having it track my head too is kind of neat because then I'm never quite out of frame somehow, magically. I don't know if the camera in the iPad actually like moves. Is there, it did say it's like ultra wide. So maybe it just is a really wide lens. And then where usually you would have a panoramic lens or something, there would be like distortion at the end. Maybe it uses in computer software to minimize the stretch because it knows where that happens. That'd be kind of cool. I could see things being able to do that. Creates a little bit of a processing thing with it. Currently on an iPad Air current gen with an M4 chip. I was very specifically wanting the M4 chip because there's a lot of things I want to do with it, including draw, sculpt, and things like that. So I wanted something with a little bit more oomph to it than the base level iPad. So I think current gen Pros are on M5, so it's not like there wasn't ever a Pro that existed on M4, right? And the Pros are pretty good. And heck, even the the current MacBook Neo is technically on a chip that's less powerful than the M chips, I think. So, I mean, granted, it's like trying to compare what, like, the NVIDIA with the other processor, right? When you're doing that, it's hard to compare one-to-one because it's like, well, number go up, I don't know what that means, but, like, I'm sure at a certain point, the A whatever chips are gonna outpace the M1 chip, but the architecture on them is a little different too, from my understanding. I don't know. I know a little bit about computers. I know enough to make the decisions that I need to make. And that's about it. Which is fine. Now you're looking so drab, girly. Not schmutzy, am I? I am schmutzy. That's fine. My dollies are old and played with. Doesn't bother me much. Alright, I think we're up to doodling, which is kind of neat. If I can remember where I put my notebook. Hello? Ah, okay. Alright. Alright. So, let's see. Shall I start top to bottom, bottom to top? I drew it bottom to top, so I think I'll do the same here. There we go. Now my picture isn't blocking the picture. That is a downside. I think I can just click and drag my image though. Can I click and drag my image to the lower left? Can I live produce? Let's see. Wow, that's kind of convenient. Okay, I love that. I really like that a lot. That's so cool. Man, so like, well, if it's running in the background, can't like take in, so like when I'm doing Mango Bingo episodes, I'll often show things from websites and stuff. Now I could just do a screenshot and have it be loaded in as images, but, huh, interesting. That was cool though. I love that. This silly thing in frame. This is a heated sock because my feet gets cold. I put a little battery pack in those. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is our midpoint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right here is our dead mid. Now I can just match block to block how I drew it out in the sketch. Cool. All right. Wish me luck. Trying my bestest. Wee. I guess I can. I don't know. This thing is so gonna die. I should have a cord over there. Maybe I should grab that battery. this is just me delaying from starting to put the characters on the thing. Is this me just procrastinating? I don't know. It might be just me procrastinating, but I think I'm fully capable of doing what I set out to do. So that's what we're gonna aim to do. So this part of the E should be 1, 2, and just like a little. It comes up 1, 2, and a little. Right. It actually doesn't even come all the way fully in. And I think, did I start this E from the left? Maybe. So the top and the left, right? The left, right? It's like right about here, just like a little over a third, 2/3 of this box. And the aim is to bring it over right angle and delicately curve it in. Kind of by the end of here. All right, so that's good. Then, yeah, because the top's like thinner, and that's how I wanted that. All right. And then, I did bring that one up a little bit more than I should have. That's fine. So then the idea is this kind of line here. It's kind of 2/3 this line is the bottom line. All of this is going to be covered up. So I don't have to, all my lines can show because it's going to be straight up covered. So I'm not going to worry that much. All right. Then the front of this goes to about the middle of here. Right. Because it's 1.5. Yeah, it's 1.5. Good. I'm gonna have so much pencil on me. It's gonna be great. It's fine. Okay. So that's like that 2/3 rule here, right? And we're gonna swoop this in. Trying to be nice and flat over. Good. And why does that feel too tall? Huh. 2, 3. Oh. Got it. Okay, this is supposed to be like here. There we go. I think that's about right. It's gonna be as right as it's gonna be anyway. Then I'm gonna go up, and this ends, it's 1 block each, but it ends about center. And we gonna bring it down to, I think, just a little under. And then we swoop in to about, is it about half and half? Ish. Why does this feel so uneven? Good. Okay. Then good. Okay, I have one letter. Woo. Okay, work on the K next. I want to use about the same width going across. I wish I could tell you what brand pencil sharpener this is, but it was well regarded, and it comes with like extra little blades to replace it with. And it has like this little crown symbol on it. I don't know. Shiny. Boy. Everything's at a right angle too, so it's confusing. Yeah, I don't know. Something like that. Something like that. Keep activating my watch by like leaning on my arm. All right, moving this across. About that 2/3. Yeah, I would have been hella confused if I didn't make this exactly the same grid. I'm kind of glad I pushed forward with that. Okay. So this top, bottom, the K should equal out about. And just like the E, it should swoop in like the same. So it should be like here, and then it swoops to meet its right angle here, and then it swoops to meet its right angle. Great. Great, great, great. Then we go 1, 2 1/2. 1, 2 1/2. Looks like. And then the same the other way. 1, 2 1/2. Basically making that 2 1/2. Making that roughly a 1 square. It should technically. Yeah, not too bad at eyeballing that. Close enough. You're doing great. So, this side of the K aligns with this. We can bring this up, and the front of this is a right angle with a sharp, but then it does the swoop again here. Great. And we can bring this down, and this is sharp, but then it kind of swoops again here. Swooping and swoop. Okay. Then this part is a right angle. Tricky is about to here, and then where does it connect? Right around just above here, so about like that, maybe, right? Let's see, 1, 2, 3 in a wheedle. 1, 2, 3, and a little. Give it more of a little. Got it, and then comes down and it connects right about here, actually. Keeping about that width the whole way through. Yeah, it feels good. I'm drawing lines. I'm doing an artsy. I'm doing well, to be honest, because I've been, let's see, framing around. Is that better? Yeah. We'll just make it bigger further away so we don't get as much as my chest. Because I don't want that. Anyway, what was I saying? I can't remember, doesn't matter. Keep on working. Get through this, make it into a soft turn. Yes. These the font, if you would, so to speak, for the love sculptures. It's this mix of sharp angles and soft turns. I've always kind of, well, not always. Because of the college I went to, we had one of these near us, because there's multiples. And because there was one near us, I equate it with my husband and I. So even before ThyGeekdomCon made the sculpture and all that, like, I had a bit of a soft spot in my heart for this one. Let's see. I should probably figure out this spacing first. Oh, it's right in the middle of every weirdness. Let's see. So, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And it's like here it kind of starts to scoop down, and then if I go catty corner into this one, I decide to make this one like a sharp angle. All right, and it connects right about, oh, just just a little into this one, and then just like a third into this one, something like that, and go connect those, yeah, good enough. Okay, so I had this be a soft, this one be a soft, and this one's like inner, right? So this one I made sharp. This is the tops and bottoms, so those are sharp too. This one I made soft. This one I made sharp. Two letters out of four. Halfway. Whew. All right. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. All right, this G. The G is kind of like quoting the O. And the original one that ThyGeekdomCon made, they didn't quite go as hard at it as I did, where probably for stability and a few other things, they made these parts thicker. I don't have to worry about this because this is going to be like, it's going to be like Hollywood. It's just going to be a stand, a flat surface. So, I start to draft my circle. And from my circle, I should be able to figure out things and stuff. First draft my circle by connecting these roughly, so roughly, right? That's okay, we can adjust things as we go, right? Okay, so I know that's not right because it needs to fill out to about here. So this curl has got to come out more and then curve in and fill and touch this bottom a little bit more, I think. Does it touch even sooner? It does. I think. So let me think about it like that. Right. I'm going to try to mimic that towards the top. Because it's almost like, it's like really okay. So, I still have to kind of like think out this curl a bit. So this should be coming up. If I was going to finish it right, it would be coming up and out. Kind of like that. It's like a little squashed, but not too squashed. And then this one also kind of coming out. I mean, like, I'm sure I could just do this with a compass. Make my life easier, but just, we're going the YOLO edition. All right, so what I did was I did about 1, 2, and we started this pretty thin, almost like a third, which means it'll be also about a third up here. But on this side, we went 1, 2 full in for our line, and we started to curve it towards at about there. Great. And the vertical here starts right about there, and we curve in. Beautiful. And we chose 2/3, 2/3. Is this right? It is. It just looks weird. Two-thirds? Yeah. See, that's almost like more like 1/2, isn't it? Give it a little bit more. Then this is interesting because I seem to go just outside this line, coming my way down. And then I come up about here, and then I follow that G down. Doing okay for freehanding this nonsense. All right, so this is the line where the curve should be, and it should still also, where does it intersect? Should be like mirroring, so it should be just like so again, and just like so again. And I'll come down, and when do I stop? Looks like the half mark, half away. All right, and where do I go over? About the 1/3 mark. And I think I make that sharp, and that's gonna go all the way up, right? And then what is that? It ends up being about the half mark. And I think I make that a soft. Right. And that is the G. Done. Huh. Cool. I don't remember where I got this, but this pencil. My cat was very interested in it today because I freshly sharpened it, and I think he was like enjoying the scent of whatever wood this is made of. There's like a scent to a freshly sharpened pencil that I haven't really smelled in a long time, because like I use my electronic, that's not the word, clicky pencils a lot, the ones with like the input lead. And those are nice, but you don't sharpen the wood. And I use watercolor pencils occasionally for painting dolls, but not terribly often. That's another thing I'll be able to use this setup for, is painting dolls. And I can have my face, possibly just in profile, depending on how to set up everything, and then the doll. If I could get the Keo Pro working, it would be great. And then I could have like, how to say, then I could have, it's a higher quality camera, and then I would be able to like link, I could zoom in more from a clipped position, which is nice because I want more room to actually make do with a doll. And I can clip it anywhere, and this program is very nice about letting me like rearrange things. So like an example, like I'm able to flip the camera at like a 90 degree. Okay, so that's where I fudge that in. And then we go 3 in, make this box. We go 3 in. We're actually going to fudge it out a little to ensure we make contact here. More than enough contact, because we gotta, I mean, we can fake it till we make it a little bit. Leaves that top line. Whew. Even if I have 0 viewers, I can't tell. Me talking like somebody's there makes working easier, I guess. ADHD things. Can see. Yeah, no one's watching. That's fine. We're in test. No, go back to music. Music, music, music. Bonk. Is that gonna work? No, because I need to connect that one to that one. All right. Okay, so this should have roughly 3 centimeters, right? Technically 2.5, but I don't know. technically, if I continue this, right? It's like they're conjoined, but they're not. And then should be, if it's actually 1 to 1, I'm pretty sure it's not. It should be about 4 centimeters in. We were really there, but I think because of things we're not, but we can try it. What's the worst thing that'll happen? Yeah, how did I end up over there anyway? Something's wrong. I did this wrong. This should be here? Pretty sure. 1, 2, 3. Why did I do this like this? Because I did weird things. That should be more like a right angle now. Wait. We'll make it work. Probably. Weird thing is, it can't be the right measurements because that's a smaller. And no matter what, this is smaller. This is a little less than 8 inches, and then this is, yeah, it's like, it has to be smaller. So I have to make adjustments by eye. So that can't be that. I just have to feel it out. At least that's more like right angles all about. Now I can, that'll hold this in place. This I might be able to put like toothpicks in or something where it connects. Let me think about roughly the halfway point of this thing. Let's do it in centimeters. 19 and a half. Why is this hard? So if it was 20, it would be 10. It's less than that though. So now it's like, kind of, we're just gonna call it that. And we're just gonna put a mark here. I'm gonna say a little less, a little less. And that's our opening for our E. And then once I make some decisions here, it'll start to be a thing. I think I have to go a little lesser on this by like it still goes in, but it doesn't go in. It won't be in quite as much, right? We want it to go in and then make its right angle. We want to go in and make its right angle. All right, that's good enough. And we want this to be about, this is calling the width of it, right? it'll be about that all the way across. Great. Then this is where it's like a thicker than you would think it would be. This is kind of chunky. I think it's like that chunky, like, because that's 2/3, right? And that's at like 3 centimeters. And that's, if that's 3 centimeters, and that's, it should be double. Should be double the width of this. And this is 2, so then this should be like 4, actually. Right? A little less than 3. A little less than 6. 2. Roughly 2. A little more than 2, but whatever. We're not going to worry about it too much. So this should be 4. We'll call it that. Right? Great. And the inner E is sharp lines. So that's sharp. That's sharp. And what is the midpoint of this? 15. Okay, that'll be 7.5. That I can do. That math I can do. Great. All right, so we'll have our swoops guide us. And the swoops should be at that 2 centimeter as well. Feels weird. That's not a right angle. What is happening? If that's not a right angle, it's gonna look weird. So how and where do I make this a right angle? Do I just shorten it on the top and then go with that? Do I flub it? Well, let me see. If I can really just think this through, I might be able to figure it out, because it should be here, and then maybe it's fine. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. Okay, can we get about yar and yar? Kind of thing. I think it's the same. I think it's at 2 centimeters, so it should be 1, 2, like this. Hi. Okay, that's all for now. I'm on to the next thing. Have a good day, everybody.